Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode we made it over to Violet City and we went over to the Sprat Tower and also where we caught Nightshade, the Ghastly. In this episode, let's say we go ahead and tackle the Violet City Pokemon Gym. The leader is Falkner, the elegant master of flying Pokemon. So, for this gym, we'll specialize for flying types here. Let's talk to the gym guy here. Hey, I'm no trainer, but I can give some advice. Believe me, if you believe, a championship dream can come true. You believe, then listen. The grass type is weak against the flying type. Keep this in mind. So, yes, so this gym here specializes in flying types, of course. Let's see, it's about one of these guys here. Yeah, the gym, well, being the first gym here, then it's a little short, so it's, you know, essentially just you walking along the pathway of an S. We have Birdkeeper Brave. Birdkeepers are a trainer class returning from Gen 1, and of course, like they usually do, they specialize in flying types, of course. And then here we have Spearow. Spearow is, well, basically, supposedly better than Pidgey, I would say. Well, at least, well, more so in Gen 1's case. Because I know that Gen 2, that's when Pidgey's Gust becomes a flying type attack. But Spearow's always started with Peck. And so that means they have more advantage of a flying type move. So when it comes to flying types here, of course, yeah, they're very much strong against either grass types or bug types, and also fighting types. The Pokemon that of course, I would recommend for this gym, like, you know, what I'm doing right now, is that they are weakened by rock types, but of course, Daruk doesn't have any rock type attacks at the moment, just as Tackle. But hopefully he should learn Rock Throw, probably right about now. Nah, he doesn't. Okay, no, never mind. I thought that was going to be the case. But yeah, rock types will be available for you, like over in the Dark Cave, so if you want to catch a Geodude. And also, there's a guy down over in that one house in Violet City that will trade you an Onix for Bellsprout. Which, of course, I have a Bellsprout, but I don't want to trade my Bellsprout away, because I'm keeping my Bellsprout. I'm keeping Audrey with me. I don't want to be a betrayer like that. But, of course, if you don't ever want Bellsprout at all, and if you want an Onix, then, you know, that's there for Onix. If you want to go for that one. And I cut that off there because we were kind of that one. Now, there's also, like, once you go south of Violet City, supposedly, like, well, only in Gold and Silver, though, and, of course, the remakes, you can catch an Electric-type Pokemon called Mareep. It's basically this sheep Pokemon, so, like, if you want to catch it to have the advantage for Electric types against flying types, you can catch that one. But for some weird reason, though, Mareep is not available in Crystal, so, therefore, I am not able to catch a Mareep at all. Which is something I actually found really jarring, honestly, because like, they've been available in those other games, so, like, you know, with Crystal being the third enhanced version, so, like, I don't know how, I don't know, that's so odd that Mareep isn't available in Crystal at all. And so, if you want to get Mareep, you always trade from Gold or Silver, if you have a link cable or something, or, like, or somebody to trade with, or you can just do it by yourself, so. Anyway, so here we have Falkner, our first ever gym leader for this journey. And so, I think, you know, something that you'll probably notice that, like, unlike the gym leaders in Gen 1, the gym leaders here in starting with Gen 2 will kind of start to adapt more to your strategy. Well, with the kind of Pokemon you use. Hey, learn to Rock Throw, nice. But they'll try to adapt more to your strategy, where, like, basically, whichever Pokemon that you, they send out, they'll try to use moves that are strong against yours, so you want to keep this in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Iwata because you know, even though I could have continued to use Daruk now that he knows Rock Throw, the reason why I want to go for Iwata here is because like you know, Iwata doesn't have any fire type attacks, and so I want to train him up to be able to learn those. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain the Pokemon that Falkner uses. So what he uses is Pidgey. Let's see, Pidgey here knows the moves Tackle and Mud Slap. Mud Slap is actually a move I believe was introduced in this generation, where basically it's a more enhanced sand attack, where, like, it also, like, you know, it's very low power. Like, it is a damage dealing kind of move, but it has very low power, but it's always a guaranteed accuracy drop. And so, you know, whenever your Pokemon's accuracy gets lower, then it has increases the chance of the moves potentially missing. And that is something I absolutely hate so much, though, because it tends to make the battles much longer than it ever needs to be. And so now this will be his 8th Pokemon, Pidgeotto, an illegal Pidgeotto that though, because Pidgeotto is level 9, and Pidgeys are supposed to evolve into Pidgeottos at level 18, so yeah, you'll see a bunch of illegal Pokemon, like here and there. Although then again though, I heard that in Yellow you can actually catch Pidgeotto, like under-level Pidgeotto over in Viridian Forest, but anyhow, so Pidgeotto knows the moves Tackle, Mud Slap, and Gust. Which, of course, I've already explained what Gus is there, but, you want to be careful with this Pidgeotto, though, because, since Pidgeotto is very much stronger. Now, if something you may not know, so you remember back when I did my Let's Play of Pokemon Red, that I used to put in the info on the gym leaders and other trainers' Pokemon over in the description, like what their movesets were and what levels they were. I decided for this gen I don't want to do that anymore, actually, because then because it is time consuming having to type everything in, like all the info, and of course it does take up a lot of space for the description of those of you who are trying to get to the link to my Twitter account. So what I'm going to do instead is that I'll just just tell you guys or just explain right in the video itself, what the Pokemon are, what moves they have, and and some vice versa. So anyway, Pidgeotto's down, so Falkner has been defeated. Darn, my dad's cherished bird Pokemon. Yeah, for what he's saying, apparently he supposedly inherited the his gym from his dad, which we don't ever get to see though. So I mean, assuming that he might have passed away, I mean, there was actually dialogue like that in Black and White too, as far as I remember. Like when you faced him in the Pokemon World Tournament, because he was saying something like that, so it does imply that he might have passed away sometime prior. Anyway, so yeah, now that Falkner's been defeated, so we have our first badge in Johto, the Zephyr badge. And what he's saying that when you have that badge, then or the Zephyr badge, then your Pokemon's attack stats will get raised. This is actually back when you get badges and you get like some stat boosters, but I remember they actually stopped doing that in Gen 4. Where like they're basically just there, just for rewards. But then again, though, I mean, there's plenty of other items for you to obtain to greasy stats. So let's go to the trainer card, and so we see that the badge is just spinning there. So yeah, we got the first of the 8 badges in Johto. Yeah, just like back in Kanto, where there's like 8 gyms total. So just go around, get the gym badges and all that. And Falkner just gave us a TM31, which contains a Mud Slap. And so, the thing for TMs is that they allow you to teach moves to your Pokemon. Keep this in mind though that once you they are one use only. So if you use it, then the TM will disappear. And so you have to think carefully before you want if you ever want to use the TM on your Pokemon, which has been a thing for quite a while. And they thankfully stopped doing that in Gen 5, where they made TMs reusable. Until all the way over to, well, I would probably have to say Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, where they just made TMs one use only, and it's something that's baffled me though, even though you actually could get more of those, and they actually kind of carried this over in Gen 9, although they actually made TMs a lot more accessible, so you can always get the same ones over and over again, so like, it's still annoying that they got rid of the reusable TMs from Gen 5, but considering that you can be able to just get more TMs in that regard, like just by using the materials that you get from wild encounters, then you could still be able to get more. Actually, as a matter of fact, they actually seem to foreshadow this, like over in Gen 8, well, Sword and Shield actually, where they kind of brought back one-use TMs, where like they brought in TRs or technical records, which honestly was very pointless though, because we still have reusable TMs anyway. So anyhow, actually, one of Professor Elm's assistants, what he gave us there was the egg, which is actually the very same egg that we got from Mr. Pokemon. And so he wanted us to examine this egg and actually just walk with it. So this is actually a new thing that Gen 2 introduced was eggs. And the one thing to obtain eggs actually is something that I'll explain more once we get to a certain area. That with some kind of a mechanic that was introduced in this gen, but I'll go ahead and explain the eggs for now. So once you get an egg, if you, depending on the number of steps you take, you will, like, the egg will eventually start to warm up itself, and you actually see in the description, like, it'll let you know, which, like, what's the status for the egg, and then it'll hatch, and then it'll hatch into a level 1 baby Pokemon, or, like, whichever Pokemon there is. That'll always start with level 1. So, yeah, that's the thing that you can do with those, so... Alright, went ahead and just bought some new stuff here, so I just got, like, some new medicines and all that, and also potions over in the Pokemon Mart. That's usually what I do. Like, once everything's done in a town, like after getting everything done and beating the gym leader, then I just go to the Pokemon Mart and just stock my items, and then just get myself ready for the next journey. And yeah, well, what I'm doing right now is I'm just gonna go over this way. Yeah, right down south is the exit to from Violet City, but I'm actually going back over this way because I actually just now taught Audrey Flash, and so I think I should go ahead and explain to you guys about what the HMs do. Like, to those of you who don't really know about Pokemon at all, so I know it's like something everybody does. So HMs, well, as I've already explained my feelings over in back in my Gen 1 Let's Play, they suck. They do. Let me stop myself there, actually, because I'm showing this encounter. We have a new encounter here we have never seen. This is Teddy Ursa. Teddy Ursa is a normal type, and of course, from what I know, I mean, I haven't really used one of those, but Teddy Ursa will evolve into Ursaring at a later level. Not only that though, but I hear that but I know that Ursaring is has very great attack power, and probably one of the best normal type Pokemon to use. So if you ever want one of those powerhouses, then you can catch a Teddy Ursa here in Dark Cave, because that's where you can actually catch them. So catch that one if you want a powerful Pokemon, and just raise it to an Ursaring, and then there you go. If you just want some bears in your team, some bears. I don't know. Every time I say bears, I just say it like that. Bears. Which is kind of weird. I never even said that when I did my Let's Play of Banjo-Kazooie. So anyway, back to what I was saying about the HMs. So, unlike TMs, though, HMs, you can actually be able to teach your Pokemon, they're reusable. So you can just use them as many times as you want to. The thing about it is, though, is that HM moves are very hard to forget. So, like, if your Pokemon wants to learn a move and you try to replace it and just by getting rid of the HM move, you can't really delete that one. There is actually another way to actually permanently delete those HM moves. There's supposed to be the move deleter, which I think is over in the where the 8th gym is. So if you ever want to delete those HM moves, then you can try that one. I think he should be in this game though, because I'm pretty sure that well, at least not in Gold and Silver, but I'm pretty sure in Crystal that the move deleter's here, and I think it's over like where the 8th gym is. So hopefully I'm right though. So. And, yeah, I think it should be though. So, yeah, there's something more I want to say about, like, those HMs. Yeah, like I said, they suck, but, like, not all of them are bad, though. There are a number of some pretty good HM moves. There are also some new ones, or new HM moves for, that were added to this gen as well. But, like, some of the moves, like, Surf, Strength, and stuff like that, I mean, and also Fly. Like, those aren't really find too bad, though. The other ones, like Flash, Cut, well, I don't know why you need a Pokemon move like that for getting rid of some obstacles. And so yeah, I taught Audrey Flash because, well, I know some of you guys could have told me that like you're probably just reading it right about now, saying like I'm wasting some HM moves on some of my own Pokemon team. I could have just used some HM slaves because if you ever want to use some HM slaves because you don't want to waste some move space for this Pokemon, you can, but. Here's the thing, guys. I'm not really much into using HM slaves because I really don't feel like having to just, go all the way over to the Pokemon Center, deposit one of my Pokemon on my main team to the PC, get the HM slave out of there, and then use that, and then just go back in and just get my team back. It drags. It's a pain in the ass to do that. So I really would rather not do that. So I mean, some of you guys like to do that. So I mean, to each their own, but. Personally, though, I don't really like having to do that, so I just, go that kind of route and just teach the HM moves to my Pokemon. But yeah, I went ahead and taught Audrey Flash. I mean, I'll at least just teach HM moves to the moves that I know I'm never going to use, so that's usually what I do. So yeah, I taught Audrey Flash, and so basically, like, I think I've already mentioned this before, but whenever you get the HM move, and as long as you have defeat the gym leader, get the badge that allows for the HM to work out in the overworld, then you'll be able to use those moves instead overworld. So, like for instance, in Dark Cave, when using Flash, it'll light up the area. So it's very much like the same thing, just go into a rock tunnel. And of course, in battle, then Flash lowers the accuracy of the Pokemon. So. Anyway, so I think that should just about explain everything for me about the HMs and all that. And so yeah, we're at a new location. So this here is called the Ruins of Alph. And Ruins of Alph, actually, well, it isn't really important to the main story, but it really does. They made it so like Crystal makes it play a pivotal role in in this version at least, or over in Crystal. And so basically, it's supposed to be some ancient ruins, or like at least a historical site for setting the ancient ruins and stuff like that. So it's actually just there for just like it's really not, it really isn't mandatory at all. So, like, you know, if you just want to go over there just for, just see yourself. I just want to go over there anyway, because, you know, I do at least want to show it off, but, you know, there's, like, I think there's some more things, for Crystal, like, when it came to the Ruins of Alph. And what I'm doing here, though, is that this is actually one of those, sliding puzzles they can do here, or actually just, you know, just drag and drop, kind of puzzles. I actually kind of fuck up here, though, because, you know, basically what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to, put in the puzzles this, one of the prehistoric Pokemon called, Kabuto. And, yeah, I made it look weird, so I actually did a little jump cut there because I didn't want to waste any time, because the video ended up being too long. If you're following along, and if you didn't really get it first time, sorry guys if I ever jump cut this one here, because, I mean, I hope you guys are not using this as a guide. So, yeah, now the puzzle is complete. So, yeah, what I do first is I just go start with the walls, and then just do the rest to complete the picture. Yeah, I actually make Kabuto look so weird, but I had to just go and fix it around because I was trying to figure out what goes where, so... Anyway, so once you get done with the puzzle, then you'll follow this floor, and then, previously this room had a bunch of people there, but then after completing the puzzle, then, some strange presence will happen, and so all the people flee. And then here we have a first encounter of Unown, and Unown, well, I mean, for one thing, it's pretty unique in that it has, like, different alphabets, because, like, you know, this is actually a Unown, let me think, I think it's, like, I'm trying to think of the two, so I can't really tell, like, which letter it is, because they're supposed to be, like, they take different shapes, depending on the alphabet, but, it's kind of hard to tell which one it is. I think it's supposed to be B. I think this is Unown B, because I can actually kind of get B from this one. So anyway, Unown is, of course, a Psychic type, and, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you this, but Unown is, bar none, one of the most useless Pokemon of all time, even more so than Magikarp. Yeah, you heard me, even more so than Magikarp, because, you know, Magikarp evolves into Gyarados, so yeah, keep that in mind, but, and the reason being is because, you know, not only are they weak in stats and all that, but they have only one single move ever, and that is Hidden Power. Hidden Power is actually also unique, where, like, depending on the, so, like, basically the Hidden Power type changes, depending on, depending on the, kind of stats, so, you know, or basically the IVs, or individual values of the Pokemon itself. So, and whichever kind of, like, for each its own, individual values it has, then the, Hidden Power side will change, like, you know, it could be either Ground, Grass, Psychic itself, or even Normal. So that's basically what Hidden Power does, but it also has a pretty low attack set anyway, so, you know, I was actually trying to catch that Unknown, because I think there's actually something special you can do. If, like, there's supposed to be some sort of item if you catch at least 4 Unknown, but I wasn't able to because I used my last Pokeball, and Unknown got another Pokeball, so that wasted my last of them. Ugh, damn it. But yeah, that's what Unknown was, so... Yeah, like I said, it may look unique because of all this, but, again, it's useless. And so, what this guy just gave us was the Miracle Seed, which you can only get after you defeated Falkner. What the Miracle Seed does is that it actually raises up the power of Grass-type moves. So that's why I gave it to Audrey, so that way there I can get a little more of a little boost of the Grass-type moves. And so yeah, we're pretty much done with the Ruins of Alph for now, and so let's go ahead and head on over that way. You see that my video is like 30 minutes long because, you know, like I actually record a little longer because I was not meant to actually take a little longer than intended over the sliding puzzle. So, you know, I just kind of wanted to, I just decided to just you know, use a little more time just to make it for that. Because, you know, I never intended to just screw that badly over the sliding puzzle. So, and you know, I did try, well, I don't think I ever cut off the training battles at all because, well, at least for this route, because those trainers that had the, they're like either the trainers we have not met yet, or they have the Pokemon that we also have encountered, so I went and showed those off anyway, and the video still ended up being 30 minutes long, because, you know, like I said, like, I'm doing the same thing I did with my Gen 1 Let's Play, where like, I'm just, you know, recording up to 30 minutes of the gameplay footage, but, like, just cutting, like, it'll just be short depending on the amount of trainer battles I cut off, and, well, this video did end up being 30 minutes long anyway. So, anyhow, first and foremost, I also do want to apologize for the little delay that was there. Like I was not alone in the house because like I was saying before, I don't really like having to do commentary on my Let's Play episodes when I'm not alone in the house, because you know, since I live in a small house and it makes you know, other people can actually hear me, and they can actually just kind of question what I do, so it's kind of awkward because of it. So yeah, because of that, like, since those past 2 days I was alone in the house, then I wasn't able to commentate over his videos, so that was why there's a little delay. So I do apologize for that. And yeah, what that Zubat was just used was Supersonic, which confuses the Pokemon. It does have low accuracy though, so you know, you may or may not actually get confused. But you know, that's actually what happened. That's actually what the Bitter Berry is for. And as a matter of fact, this is one thing I'm real thankful for in Gen 2, because back in Gen 1, there was absolutely no cure at all for confusion. Like, not even full heals, because I know full heals. Full heals. Full heals. What did I say there? Full heals, starting with Gen 2, then they actually do cure confusion, but back in Gen 1, there was absolutely no cure. They don't work like that, and there was no cure for confusion at all. So if you ever want to get rid of the confusion, then you just have to switch out the Pokemon. But thankfully, this is no longer the case starting with Gen 2, where now you can either use full heals, or you can use the Bitter Berry, which also heals the confusion for those. So thank God that they actually, you know, implemented that. So that's actually something I'm real thankful for. And this here is our first encounter with a Picnicker. So yeah, Picnickers, originally they were called junior trainers back in Gen 1. And same thing with the male counterparts, which are now called campers. And I think it's probably because of, well, I don't know, probably because of like controversy and all that. So they actually changed it to like, well, the males to campers, and then the females to picnickers. They use probably the same kind of Pokemon as the youngsters or the lasses. And this is our first encounter with Nidoran. So I actually did explain about like you know, with genders being introduced into this generation. Because in Gen 1, the Nidoran lines were like the only kind of instances with male and female Pokemon, so you could probably say they're kind of like prototypes for that. And so in Gen 2, then that's how they actually just gave each and every single Pokemon, well, most of the Pokemon, their own kind of genders, except for a few. Some of them are genderless, like Magnemite, for instance. And so I guess they still gave the Nidoran the female symbol anyway, even though she's already established a female. Which honestly though, actually kind of is actually even weirder for Mr. Mime, because yeah, there are female Mr. Mime, even though they use the they still use the masculine suffix for that Pokemon. So it's kind of weird in a way. So. Anyway, and so she wants to give us her phone number here. So that's actually what I do. Like usually when I do my Pokemon Let's Plays, like I actually just not really talk to the trainers after I defeat them, because that's what I did back in Gen 1. But I'm actually here just to talk to trainers anyway, because you know, just to see if they have their Pokegear numbers to trade over. Like I said, the Pokegear numbers are actually limited, because I think you can only use up to 20 numbers, and so for any new ones, then you have to just get rid of that one. Which is actually just what I'll do is, you know, for any kind of numbers I wasn't able to get to, then I might just have to delete some old ones that I don't need. Because some of the trainers in Crystal, they actually have some items for you. So of course I'm gonna need those trainer numbers. And I just picked up a Repel, which will actually just say you can use this to ward off some Pokemon if your Pokemon's like stronger than the wild Pokemon themselves. And that's our first encounter with the camper, and then he has Nidoran male, which is actually you know, I remember I used a Nidoran male on my team back in Gen 1, and I had a Nidoking, because I love Nidoking, probably I would say like, you know, my favorite poison type Pokemon. But yeah, he was saying there like you know, you actually can avoid trainer battles, because like if you get into the trainer's line of sight, then they'll catch you, and then they'll want to battle you. If you don't want to battle them, then you'll have to do like Solid Snake and just try to sneak around them and make sure they don't see you. Which, of course, that actually makes the Paldea region a lot more generous, because they only battle you just by talking to them. You know, I mean, considering it's the idea of its own open world design, then it has to be intentional like that. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, if you ever want some certain items, then you're gonna have to get rid of some numbers, the pointless numbers that you don't really need. And here's our first encounter with Ekans. Ekans, well, you remember that Ekans had to move Wrap. Now, remember back in Gen 1 where like if Wrap is used, then there is no way for you to escape at all. Like, it'll just, you know, take up some turns, and it'll just keep saying the attack will continue. No, Joey, I don't want to battle you just I'll battle you later. So, like, if you, like, basically what happens is that if a Pokemon uses Wrap against you back in Gen 1, then you can't do shit at all. And so, you know, you're unable to use moves, and the move will continue to persist for a few turns, and then you can't do absolutely nothing, and I hated that about Gen 1. However, starting with Gen 2, they actually alleviated that. So, like, basically, they make it to where, you know, you only take damage for every, for up to about, like, or up to about, like, 5 turns. But thankfully, though, it'll just say that your Pokemon's been wrapped, but you'd still be able to use moves, even while you're wrapped, and you'll just be taking damage for every move. So, thank God, they alleviated that. It's, you know, it's so much better that way. So, that's actually something they really fixed in Gen 2, because that was really the most frustrating part. And so here's our first encounter with a fisherman, and fishermen they specialize in Pokemon they can actually catch by using the fishing rods and all that. And so so this will be our first encounter with Poliwag. Poliwag has some certain moves that they have a move called a Hypnosis that'll put your Pokemon to sleep. And also, the Poliwag line actually gets a different evolution, like, besides, you know, evolving to a Poliwhirl and then to a Poliwrath. Let's see, a Poliwhirl actually gets an alternative evolution. It's basically like some kind of a branch evolution. That, of course, you know, usually to evolve a Poliwhirl, you can use the Water Stone to evolve to a Poliwrath. But then there's a new Pokemon called Politoed, and then if you have this item called King's Rock, and then you have a Poliwhirl to hold on to it, and then trade it over, and then evolve to a Politoed. Which, of course, Politoed will still keep its water typing, but honestly, though, I think Poliwrath is better because it does become a part fighting type. And yeah, Poliwag keeps on using Hypnosis, so yeah, it's been putting Audrey to sleep. So I'm having to use the Awakening for that. But yeah, like I was trying to say about the phone numbers, so yeah, they're kind of limited like that. Heart Gold and Soul Silver actually affects that to where they're unlimited, though. And you know, I never really got to talk much about Heart Gold and Soul Silver because I was so busy explaining everything else here. Like, you know, because actually, you know, let me just stop myself right there. So I actually want to explain, like, you know, how exactly I'm recording this, as you can see right here. Yeah, I just cut through to do for a Pokemon Center visit. So if you guys, so those of you who are wondering, like, exactly how I'm doing this Let's Play or when I'm recording, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually recording this on the 3DS eShop. Well, on the using the 3DS Virtual Console, and therefore I'm using my 3DS capture card for this. And so remember back, you know, I actually mentioned how, like, towards the end of my Let's Play Pokemon Red that I was originally gonna do Let's Play Gen 2 using the cartridge copy for Pokemon Crystal, because for some reason they only released Gold and Silver on the eShop and not Crystal. But then, not long after I finished my Gen 1 Let's Play, that's when they announced that Pokemon Crystal is going to be released on the 3DS eShop anyway. And then I was like, oh, well, fuck me. And so, because Gen 2 is notorious for having their save batteries depleted pretty quickly, because of the time clock function, then, you know, that's when they lose their ability to save. So, because I didn't want to run any risks, then I went ahead and just record on my 3DS Virtual Console, record on my 3DS capture card. So that way there I will have, like, easier access to it. So there we go. So that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah. But you know, I'm at the very least thankful that's available right now. So, you know, although I wish I could say that you can be able to purchase those, except that by the time that this video is recorded, then the eShop is already down, and they're getting rid of the internet on the 3DS. Oh yeah, sploosh.
Sploosh.
Anyway, oh yeah, Mom will actually sometimes call you, because she'll actually use your money to spend something that you might like use your own money. God damn it, Mom. But yeah, you know. But yeah, that's actually what I'm doing now, just recording on my 3DS capture card with the eShop, which is actually kind of weird though, because you actually just play Heart Gold and Soul Silver on the 3DS. because you know, I at least want to play this game in this original form. But if you ever want to play Johto, I would highly recommend Heart Gold and Soul Silver because they are without doubt one of the best remakes. So you know, they've been so much better. You know, if you want to play Johto, play Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They are so much better. I love those. So anyway, that's just about time. So next time we'll just continue on. So I'll see you guys then.